The squib.
The Squibs.
Yes.
Welcome to
Every day is macaroni.
I'm Joy Alfred Brand.
And I'm Juliet Connell, and we're the hosts of Everyday Macaroni, the podcast.
This podcast is a look at the lighter side of life, where we talk about our adventures as a modern blended family.
So sit back, relax,
And prepare to have your funny bone tickled. Hello, listeners. Boy, do we have an extra special treat for you today. But before we get started, if you're watching on YouTube, don't forget to give this video a like, share, and subscribe to our channel while you're at it. That helps us create more fun content like this for you, our one and only listener. Now, for those of you who are new here, these episodes are based on the recordings of the weekly dinners I have with my husband, Ron, his sister, Juliet, who is also a co-host of this podcast, and their 80-year-old parents, Al and Lita. The volume of the clips in this episode is a little trickier than usual, so you better be sure and listen close the first time. The management apologizes in advance for the wonky volume. We continue to work on it for your convenience, but for now, our bad. Just bear with us as we continue to work on it. Okay, listener, you know we poke fun at each other because we're all characters who will go the distance for a joke. Lucky for you, there is never a boring Monday night dinner. And this one is no exception. On this episode, we're discussing Al driving himself to the hospital. Don't worry, he's just fine. And we're also going to discuss what I can only describe as fish stew with squibs. Let me remind you that we don't go to Monday night dinner for the food. We go for the love. Aw. So, without further ado, here's a helping of fish stew with squibs. Enjoy. Well, so what's new with you?
Well, new job. Now I hit just over a month. Yay!
Yay.
So, feeling a little better, less stressed, less overwhelmed. You know how it is.
That's good. That's good. How about that dinner, huh?
Fish stew.
Yeah.
Okay, anyone listening? Fish stew.
Yeah.
Need I say more?
Oh, it was terrible. That is one of the worst meals in a long time.
Fish in water. I don't know what it is about cooked fish in water. It's just not appetizing. It's just, to me, I don't like wet fish like that. You know, it's just, I've had really good that was probably a little bit blanched fish, and then they put it in a sauce, and then it's got all these other things, and then it's ended up and it's in the oven. Yummy. I love fish. I like a lot of different kinds of fish. That's all good. But just the haphazard. Let's put some cod in there. Oh, I got some scallops going bad. Let's put that in there. Let's put some beans in there because we got to fill it. Let's put onions and peppers, and I can't remember what else is in there. And I was just like,
Okay.
no.
So
No.
it was some kind of chicken soup mix, right? So
I don't think so.
yeah, the broth was like a chickeny based broth.
Yeah, but they don't use broth.
Yeah,
So, I
it
don't
was
know.
something. It was a bunch of bouillon cubes or some kind of pre-made.
I don't know.
Soup
I'd have to
mix of
ask,
some sort.
but I don't think so, because they rarely use bouillon cubes and things like that because it's got salt in it, and they don't like. And then you can also taste the extra salt on those cubes, but I don't know. Whatever it was just
So maybe
not
it was like
great.
maybe it was like sodium-free chicken stock or something.
Yeah, it could be.
But it was
Yeah.
like some kind of broth, chickeny broth. And it had, you're right, little scallops, those tiny little shrimp. I mean, tiny.
Oh yeah,
Tiny.
Yeah,
And bacalao,
yeah,
right?
yeah. And everyone out there, when you put in shrimp, that should be your last ingredient putting in there.
Especially because this was already cooked.
Yeah, it was already cooked.
Yeah.
It was sitting there for I don't know how long.
No, the shrimp, before they put it in,
Yeah.
is already cooked shrimp.
Oh.
Yeah, it was already cooked shrimp.
Oh. I
Those
didn't
little
know.
tiny salad shrimps.
Yeah.
Yeah, already cooked shrimp. And then it had onions, a boatload of peppers, two of your favorite things,
So good. Yeah.
carrots, and my favorite thing, beans.
Beans.
Lots and
So
lots
many beans.
of some type of white bean. Some of them were purpley. Did you
And
notice
my
that?
dad, yeah, and my dad says to her, "I told you nobody would like this." But she was like, I don't care.
Right.
Right? Oh, because you guys are so hard to please. I eat anything. And that's what I've heard forever. I eat anything. Yeah. No, she doesn't.
Well, we have a clip about that where she's talking about it. All right, before we get to the first clip where we talk about the fish stew, you have to understand that Al had driven himself to the hospital earlier that day against doctor's orders, and without telling any of us, that's what he was doing. So we were all a little stressed about that, as you can imagine. Keep that in mind as you hear the next part of the podcast. First of all, the whole evening started off with a bang because your dad had driven himself to the hospital. So I mentioned...
beat myself on the
Right.
head like this because of that. I don't know what it is about them turning old. Maybe out there your parents are doing the same thing. I don't know. But this is all new to me. My parents typically make sound decisions on a regular basis. So my dad just had this procedure done so that if he needs dialysis, right? Because he's stage 4 kidney failure now. So he went and had that done. And they told him, hey, for a week, just be mindful of your right arm.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
That sounds like really easy directions. I don't see an issue with it. My dad, who's like Magilla Gorilla, that's what he looks like, or he used to look like anyway. It's kind of like that. These big, strong arms, and he was just like, blah, 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 going through everything, doing everything, smash this, smash that. Then he goes and has his procedure done, and all of a sudden, they must have taken out brain cells at the same time because 1 week, right?
Wasn't quite a week.
It wasn't even quite a week, right? Because my mom is like, oh, yeah, it was a week. Well, almost a week. You're like, what? Okay, you should err on the side of caution longer, not shorter. But okay, that's just me. So he was already moving around, and maybe he wasn't lifting 10 pounds, right? But he was driving and doing this and doing that. Well, come to find out, on like his 8th day, his arm started to swell. And I'm telling you, people, swelling like your hand looks fat.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Swelling, right? It's not like a little swelling just in the sight. No, all his fingers, everything
His
was
arm.
swollen.
Actually,
his
his
arm
arm,
was, right?
right.
And I think it was like not quite from the elbow, but somewhere around there down was swollen. He decides at 12 o'clock in the afternoon that after a day of it swelling, you have surgery and that's what you do. Oh, yeah. Oh, it looks like it's swelling. Oh, my gosh, it's swelling even more. Huh. Let me wait on that. And you wake up, right, which is what he always does. He wakes up in the morning and then he has the light bulb moment, and I could see it. Click, click. Uh-oh. I think I waited too long.
I'm in trouble.
So, how am I going to fix this? Well, Lita doesn't drive anymore.
Nope.
Not that she wasn't capable of it, but she decided to just let go of her driver's license, right? Because my mom, worst of all, does not like responsibility of other things and other people. That doesn't have anything to do with her, right? No.
But he did wind up in an emergency room.
He wound up in the emergency room. Lucky for him that it was all over and done in 3 hours, right?
Now, listener, you see what's going on here. It's Monday, and Al takes off for the ER at noon just to have his arm looked at, just to make sure it's okay. And he tries to get back before we show up for dinner at 3:30-ish. And, well, he didn't quite make it.
I finally get to the house, and my mom's like, oh, yeah, no, Dad's not here. Well, where is he? And that's when she tells me at 3:30 or whenever it is that we get there, 4 o'clock. And I said, where is he? Well, Dad, he might be here. He went to the hospital today. And it didn't occur to you to call and say, hey, why don't we cancel? And this way...
But, Juliet, they had already made that delicious pot of fish stew with the beans.
Right. At what? 12 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yes,
And it's just
because
been sitting
remember
there.
she said, I started it and Papa finished it?
Oh.
Here, we'll play the clip. Is there salad or anything else?
Nope. You're just gonna have to suck it out.
Okay, so first things first. I think part of the reason there was nothing but the fish stew was because your dad did leave. He left pretty quickly, right? To go to the hospital or whatever. But by the time we got there, you had already been there talking to her.
I talked to her and let her have it because it's as if,
They're like kids. They're like kids.
Hey, you don't tell nobody anything. Well, Al, I don't think you should go to the hospital. I think you should call the doctor or an ambulance. No, I'm going to do it this way. My arm is swollen, so now I'm just going to irritate it and do it more. I'm going to drive all over the place. I'm going to go to Rex Hospital. Then I'm going to go to Wake Med. And then who knows where.
Right.
Okay, I'll wait here. Does he call his wife the entire day?
With his cell phone that he has on him.
He has. No,
Right. But
he doesn't. Does he call any of us? No. Does she call any of us and say, hey, you know what, we have a lot going on. How about we cancel today? Okay.
Right.
No, because she was under direct orders not to tell anybody. Right? And then I get there and I said, well, what are we doing here if Dad's not here?
But they really, really look forward to Monday night dinners because that's pretty much the extent of their social activity. And they already made this fantastic culinary delight. Okay, listen, here.
Joey, it's just fish and vegetables, that's all it is.
And beans.
See,
A boatload.
Okay, listener, Joy hates beans.
Yeah, I don't hate them. It's just. Did you make it?
yeah. I started it and Papa finished it. We both.
So he finished it. Keep in mind that he left to go to the hospital at 12 o'clock. It is now 4. That soup has just been sitting there. That fish has been just dancing around, swimming around in that water for 4 hours.
Yeah, and you know those scallops and those shrimps? Rubber. Complete rubber. And those beans? No. Somehow the beans survive. I don't know. I don't get it. Oh, terrible.
It's that
terrible.
tough little skin.
I know. Well, I'll tell you. I got up and went into the kitchen to get the wine, but I also took Ron's phone so I could take a picture of it to share with all of our listeners because you got to see it. It's just rubber shrimp, rubber scallops, and big pieces of something called bacalao.
Which is codfish.
Well, it's not just codfish. Bacalao is salted codfish. So what happens is, well, people don't know that.
Well, no, bacalao is codfish. That's codfish in Italian. But you have salted, right? Because it's dried. It's like when you buy it from an Italian
Which is
market,
what they're doing. They're buying dried, salted codfish. That's what this is.
Yeah. You could, break something with the codfish when it's dry. Yeah.
And they soak it and they change the water a bunch of times because it's salted.
Yeah.
So this dish, this stew, that's the big chunks of fish in there were salted cod. And I got to tell you, I, like a surgeon, dipped the big ladle around as many of those beans as I possibly could and just went for the bacalao and the shrimps, even though they're rubber, Lots of uncomfortable silence because everybody was mad.
Yeah, everybody was angry.
For one reason or another.
Exactly.
Some people were mad because of Papa and the whole situation, him driving himself to the hospital. I was mad because there was no salad and too many beans.
I don't know.
Wait, there I am cracking. Did you want wine, Juliet?
Do you want wine? I was like, yes, please.
The bread is really delicious.
The bread is good.
You should try it. Fish stew is a cook very famous that had the recipe.
The justification.
And he said, try this. It's healthy because that's all it is. Fish and vegetables.
And
beans. It's tasty.
Legumes, beans.
Yeah, legume bread, yeah.
Lots of spoon in the dish, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I see you keep.
It's like navy
referring
bean
to
soup with the fish still in it.
the beans. The beans. Oh, no, there's beans.
It stays with the nautical theme. Navy bean soup and fish
Okay.
and shrimp.
Are you sure?
And there's some onion in here.
lots of nice peppers.
Yeah. Okay. See, and there's Ron, right? I don't know. Like, I'll make stuff for him to eat, and he'll be like, I'll eat this, but I don't like it, which is code for don't make this anymore, right? And he's careful about saying it so that he has plausible deniability when it comes to him, like, not liking something, right? And both of them are the same.
Oh, yeah, Ron and her, yeah.
I'm throwing Ron under the bus a little.
I'll eat anything. But...
Oh, wait.
Doesn't mean I like it.
So you got to listen to this. Here he goes, pulling the stunts, right? Because he's going to stir the pot, right?
Oh, yeah.
Here it is.
Stir the fish pot. It's so difficult,
Who
cooking for
doesn't
you
like
guys.
this? Who doesn't like that? I mean,
I eat anything.
me too.
Me too.
Wow. Now we're all dining at a table of lies.
I know.
At least we put it out there.
Right. Solidarity.
We don't need enough fish. That's for sure. Este tiene bacalao, tiene esos otros redonditos que no sé cómo se llaman aquí.
Shrimp.
Scallops. Tiene bacalao y tiene los shrimps.
Okay, so a couple things are going on here.
Yeah.
All right. So first of all, she's talking quieter because she's been chastised.
Yeah.
So she's not nearly as loud as she usually is because I've got the mics turned up all the way, right?
Right.
So she is very, I've been
know.
in trouble.
I got in trouble.
Right. I got in trouble.
I'm trying to divert.
Right.
Trying to divert.
So not only has she gotten in trouble, right? But also nobody likes the food.
Right.
And it's clear, right? So there's a 1-2 punch right there.
But now we also know that my dad had originally said, yeah, we probably shouldn't make this because they're not going to like this.
Well, yeah,
Right?
that recording is coming up later on. The thing with the stew keeps going the whole night because to me it's like Depression era food, right? Like we've got some shrimp, like you said earlier, some shrimp that's been in there
We
for
had
too
some
long.
shrimp left over from that shrimp cocktail that we had
Right?
2 weeks ago.
No, you can't have shrimp
And then-
cocktail with this.
You know what I mean.
It's a
And
world's smallest
and then
shrimp.
We had scallops left over from 2 days ago, and then we bought cod at the Conti Italian restaurant. Why don't we put it all together? Yes,
And with
okay.
beans. Oh, yay.
No different than lasagna. Hey, the ham? Yeah, the boiled ham's going bad. Stick it in the lasagna. Okay.
Bologna lasagna. That's right. And here's what's funny. In this one dish, there's something that each of us doesn't like, right? Juliet doesn't like onions and peppers. Ron really doesn't like fish.
What?
He doesn't. I know, he doesn't. He doesn't really like fish.
That's a surprise.
He doesn't. It depends on what the fish is. Like, he'll eat white fish. And he eats shrimp. But he's not nuts
He has
about it.
salmon.
No, he doesn't really like salmon much.
Doesn't he have California rolls?
That's not salmon.
No.
No.
What's the fish in there?
Oh, my God. It's a crab stick.
Oh,
Do you not
yeah,
ever go
yeah.
out of your house?
I forgot.
I swear.
Yeah, I forget.
Yeah, how can you not know what a California roll
I
has
don't
in
remember.
it? Oh, come on. Okay, so Ron likes white fish. Like he'll eat the bacalao, but he's not nuts about fish. If he has a choice of something else, he'll usually eat something else. He doesn't want to eat the fish.
I love fish unless it's heavy on the little spiny bones, and then it's a pain in the neck.
Yeah, there are no bones in any of this.
Yeah.
Unless they were cooked within an inch of their life because the whole thing was rubber. But so you don't like peppers and onions. Ron doesn't like fish really, and I don't like beans really. I'll eat beans.
Yeah, this was really a dish that none of us like for whatever reason.
Look, this is a dish that should never have happened.
But you'll notice my mom was like, oh, this is really good. Isn't it really good? It's almost like she's justifying making it, She's like, oh, no, this tastes really good, doesn't it? Doesn't it, Al? Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's fine.
Oh, yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah, she's
Yeah.
going on and on about how good it is.
yeah.
Yes.
I was
And
like,
it's terrible. And she's asking everybody, oh,
Don't you like
it? Yes. And then Ron, of course, Ron being Ron, he's got to just stir the pot some more, right? Okay. Here's a clip of Ron really stirring the pot.
Want another scoop?
I ate a lot. I had 2 scoops. How many did you have?
A whole entire scoop.
You should have one more.
Nope.
Yeah, this is bacalao. Good fish.
Very good. And the best part was the onions. They gave it a little extra flavor.
You hear your mother? Okay.
Oh, yeah.
You really should put them in all the meals.
Okay.
Yeah, along with beans and
And he's going,
and I don't know what else.
I don't care. I don't care.
There he is.
And vinegar.
And then he was like,
Right. Because he doesn't like fish or vinegar.
Want me to put
Yeah,
more
you
on?
didn't hit your bumper.
You hear your mother right there. Oh, you tell me to put more onions? I put more onions. Because she loves the onions, right? And by this time, Al has pulled up in the driveway,
Right.
right? And so Ron makes a joke about him hitting your bumper because you're...
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, we were moving.
Al comes in, and that's when the complaining from the far end of the table starts. Oh, they chew my neck. They almost chew my neck.
I know.
You know?
So she's really, really quiet and kind of like, I feel bad.
right.
Maybe I made a bad decision. I don't know.
She made a bad decision when
she's
she
all-
cooked that stew.
She's all quiet.
Right.
And then, here we go.
Right. Oh, I outlaw. They chew my neck.
Hello.
¿Sabes cómo se pusieron estos conmigo?
Oh, why?
Tus hijos. Porque, what's the matter with you? You don't know.
Yeah, she's
we told
telling
you.
on us.
We told you the first thing you do is you call and
And I
you call
did. I
this
did
and you call
everything.
that.
See how it is,
So,
right?
Yeah.
Do you know how your kids treated me?
This is
They told
cutting
me.
down, right? See?
You should not be driving yourself. For
You
starters,
shouldn't be driving
they
with
said
an arm
you
like
can't
that.
drive for at least a week.
It doesn't hurt nothing.
They said no.
It's okay. Huh?
They said no. Not to
said-
drive for a week. And you did it anyway.
bueno, pasó hace una semana, ¿no?
Oh, it's a week, right?
No, that would be tomorrow.
Well,
Meh.
yes,
Close enough.
close enough.
That's
They
what I
must
said.
be
Now, here comes Ron.
calling you guys because of that.
No, but at least you could have said, hey, I'm in the hospital or whatever.
Someone would have been able to drive you. That's the point. You know?
Everything is okay, and then
Estos dos.
These two.
Estos dos. These two. They almost chew me.
And the Oscar for Best Actress in a Dramatic Leading Role goes to, dun dun dun, Lita and the Rubber Bacalao. Okay, listener, we're going to shift gears a little and talk about one of my all-time favorite everyday macaroni subjects, mispronunciations. Starting with a little conversation between Ron and Al about Netflix. Ron and Al start talking about his phone and Netflix. You got to hear it.
You know, you can, order your Netflix.
Ron's saying to Al, you can order your Netflix on the phone, right?
how do I order this, for example?
It's already in the queue.
Okay, it's in the queue.
See?
What is that?
It's in Netflix already.
There it is.
But I love it when he says Netflix. It's so
Caitlin used
funny.
to call it Netflix too. And Cartoon Network.
I love it. Yes, but Caitlin was a little girl. Yeah. He's an 85-year-old man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And Aaron used to say Gatorade instead of Gatorade.
Again, little girl.
Yeah.
He's an 85-year-old man. We're going to laugh at each other's expense. We just are. That's how it's going to go. Right? If somebody says something, mispronounces something, whatever, we're going to get a laugh out of it, right?
Yeah. So not only is this all going on, but
Again,
this-
more underlying threads, right?
right. We get a call from my cousin, and he says, "Hey, why don't I stop in with a motor?"
You're going to do it again. You're going to do it again.
A motorhome. And I'll pick all of you guys up, and we can have a week there or whatever, a vacation. And I got twisted around with all my words.
Right. Okay. In all fairness, in her defense, Juliet has been really tired lately. I'm just saying. Okay. All right. Here comes one of my favorite little exchanges of the night. Okay. There's a bunch of them. A bunch of them. But this is a good one.
Got a motorboat. I
I'm in a motor house, and then I'm gonna go pick you guys all up.
What's a motor house?
A motor home. It's a motor home.
A motorhome.
An RV?
Whatever.
Ah, that was so good. That was so good.
Oh my gosh! Every once in a while, it's like I blank out and make my own words up. You know,
I know.
my hand nails.
Your hand nails. I know. That's a good one. It is a good one. Very good. And this conversation, there's so many good things in this. I just, there's certain parts of the evening where little pockets of just genius hilarity. And here's another one, okay? There's a conversation that goes on where Al is talking about the medication they gave him after the surgery. Because here we are, right back on the topic of him having that surgery the week before, right?
Right.
Okay. So then he starts, you want to talk about mispronunciations, man? Here's a big one.
The one they gave me the other day, it's opioid.
That's
It's
an
from
opioid.
the opioid.
Yeah.
I didn't took it.
No.
No way.
Take
still
it
have
for
them, or you
a
throw them away?
day.
No,
You're
I
not
still
gonna
have.
get.
I don't know if we throw it away or it's in there.
No, shame.
I look at the computer and that's what it is. I said no,
Right.
no way.
Look on the
Jose.
counter for opioids.
I love it when he's
Opioids.
no way, Jose. I'm not taking them.
I know.
No way, Jose.
I know.
So funny. And of course, I'm in the kitchen and Ron, and so there's two conversations going on at the same time. Your dad's like, no, I'm not taking them. And Ron's like, hey, Joey, look for the opioids in the kitchen, right?
We'll throw them away for you. Don't worry.
Oh, come on.
Oh, you want to make a party?
We're going to make a party in our mobile house, our motor house.
Make some pancakes.
Good. Laugh it up. Laugh it up,
So
girl.
many good things right there.
Yeah.
So many good things. An opioid party in our motor house. And then Ron's like, we'll make some pancakes. That's so good.
God.
That's so good. But wait, there's more. There's more. Almost immediately from the time you get there, they start trying to give the food away,
Oh yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So here they have a tray of desserts, right? Of course, nobody should be eating that. Well, not in their household anyway. And they start trying to give it away. So, of course, your dad's had one big old mouthful of one of those little cakes. Your mother's had some. Ron's had some. I think you had one too.
Yeah, I had some too.
And here, your mother.
You guys, any of you can take that home?
Yeah, take it home. Take it to work with you. When you,
What? Her and the one girl there will split it?
One people, one person that's there.
I was okay until I looked at him and he started laughing.
you know.
There's one people in the motor house.
That's exactly I was about to say the same thing.
I know, honey.
What's
You
really
were
funny is
still.
that I'm so like when I'm writing or whatever, grammar is just, my commas are in the right spot. My this and here I'm like, there's the one people's in the motor house. Like, who's talking?
Well, again, in all fairness, you're tired and it was a stressful night, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so of course, we circle back around to the soup. Here's what Ron has to say about the soup.
You should have another bowl of soup. That's what you should have.
Go get it,
As
man.
punishment for what you did today.
Wow. For what you did today. Yep.
I told you they don't going to like it.
I thought it was okay. Did you like it?
No, because I had beans. And this one
Lots
here,
of beans.
didn't like it because it has onions.
Oh, so she
Oh.
Peppers. And
remembers.
peppers.
And peppers. Wow.
That was a lot of
I
beans.
remember that she
So
didn't
she
like
knows.
beans. I remember she doesn't like onions.
But you put them in there anyway.
I don't. We remember that you don't like fish too much.
Okay, now.
But we're gonna feed it to you anyway.
We're going to feed it to you. Now, we come to the point in the evening that, was my favorite part. My very favorite moment in this meal. And I have to say, I live for moments like this because it's so funny. And it's all I can do to contain myself, right? Okay.
Hey, I was there and I don't know what
well-
what part this was.
You're about to hear it, okay? And can I just preface this by saying, listeners, you're welcome. Because it's so good, right? Okay, here.
But you remember that I used to make the, how you call the,
Chipironi?
yeah. ¿Cómo se llama?
Cipollini.
The
Inglés.
The squib.
The squibs.
Yes.
Rellenos, rellenos.
Yeah.
And you love
He liked
those.
it. Yeah.
These
he
You
liked
love those. Y ahora no los hago. I don't make them anymore because the squid here, they're little like that.
It's a squid.
The squid. They're so little. Even a coffee spoon is too big to put the food inside, to put the ingredients.
You're crazy.
So I stop.
Okay, it's so funny. Oh. Ah. She's looking at Ron and she goes, I remember that you like the squibs.
I know.
Right? Oh, but the squibs, they're so small. And then you correct her, which kills me because I'm like, dude, that is podcasting gold right there.
She's been mispronouncing all the words
I know, let her.
forever. So when I correct her, it goes in one ear and right back out the other.
I know, but it's so good. It's so good. And then she keeps going.
I see in Spain they're so big.
Such
Oh my
big and
God.
luscious squibs.
Oh, I see programs.
They got their own motor house.
Yes.
You're just
for
so
fish, Galicia is the best.
Can't you order it from Fulton's Fish Market?
Yeah, we order
That's
fish.
better. That's a better idea.
Yeah. But they are small too. I tried to find out and they are too small. Too.
Google jumbo squid.
No, jumbo squibs.
The squibs. We better go to Spain and you eat them there.
Sí, hombre. Que estamos nosotros como para...
Oh!
Ah,
Wow.
estamos nosotros como para viajes. You know?
I'm sorry.
We are in such a good health and vitality and energy and
It's
all
only a
that.
week or so.
No,
I mean,
it's
even if you went,
worse.
even if you went for a month, it doesn't matter. You're going to be sitting at someone's house, just like you sit here.
But I have
So-
to take Santini with me.
Don't worry, watch the
We'll
dog.
make him a service dog.
No.
Ask Aaron how to do that.
You know, that was funny. I love it when they say squibs. I love it. I love it when they
And
say
I don't
squibs.
even know why they say it because a lot of times they mispronounce something because the Spanish version is very close. So they err on the Spanish side and it comes out odd. But in Spanish, it's calamar, right? So I don't know where squib came from. Maybe it's just that they're not getting the subtle difference between a B and a D. I don't know.
You know what?
But yeah, she's always called them as squibs.
I don't know and I don't
Squibs.
care because that is funny. That I can barely contain myself. And I live for
And
those
that's-
moments when that stuff just pops out, you know?
Yeah. And that's one dish that I do like. I do like it. Now, Ken says he likes the way it smells better than the way it tastes. But
she's made it for me
really-
before too, and I like it too.
Yeah.
But I forget what it's stuffed with. It's stuffed with hard-boiled egg.
It starts with
And tuna and
hard-boiled
olives.
eggs. Maybe tuna. And the little tentacles, too,
Right.
from the thing.
Right. And so what she does is she takes the squib and she gets a spoon, right? A little spoon for your coffee, right? And she gets a little spoonful of squib meat in there, whatever the squib stuffing
Yeah.
is, and
And-
puts it inside the squib.
Yeah.
And
but
then they cook
usually,
it
I
that
mean,
way.
it's about 6 inches, right, long when it's raw. So, you spoon it in
Right.
there and then you close it with a toothpick. And then by the time you put it in the oven and it cooks, they shrink down big
Mm-hmm.
time. So then you're looking at maybe 3 or 4 bitefuls per squid. So they've got to be pretty big.
No, Juliet. Call it by its right name. Per squib.
Per squib. So.
I love that so much. That right there just makes me happy. It makes me so happy. It's so funny. And I have had it. She made them early on when Ron and I were first dating before we got married.
Yeah.
And at first I was like, whoa, what's this? Some kind of weird concoction or whatever. But no, actually, they're very delicious. They're good.
Yeah, they're really good.
Yeah. So, of course, I don't know what happens. They get these recipes and they somehow turn it into the most unappetizing thing.
I know. This is a really popular cook. Well, if only that popular cook was
Making
here
the dish
right now.
Right.
And saw what you made of it.
The whole meal. She's trying to convince everybody how good it is.
Yeah.
And this is like me with the raisins. Oh, but it's so good and it's so good for you. Oh, and they know. She admits it. I know this one doesn't like me. She was asking.
She knows. She
Right.
knows what everybody likes.
Right. But the good news is your dad is doing well. He's getting better. His hand is getting better. And he's safe and sound. He's got his phone and his hat and his hipster pants. So it looks like all is good.
All is good with the world.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Well, listener, do I know my husband or what? I knew he was laughing at the people in the motor house eating cream puffs and squibs. Now, I am sorry that I didn't have the chance to fact check the California roll for you. Oh, I know you're sorry about that too. However, did you know it's either from Los Angeles or Ocala, Florida, apparently? Who knew? I sure didn't. Well, there's always next time. Let me know in the comments on YouTube if you would like a fact check on anything in the next episode. We would be happy to hear from you either way. Now, I probably don't need to say it, but we are all super thankful that Al made it to the dinner table safe and sound. Again, we can make jokes about the situation because it turned out well, but it just goes to show you that you never know how your kids or your parents are going to act out in the wild, so make sure you're keeping an eye on them as best you can. Finally, I would also like to take this opportunity to say that while we laugh at each other and make jokes at the other's expense, I thank my lucky stars every day that I found this wonderful family and that they gave me a seat at their table. They fill me with entertainment and delight every week, and I hope they do the same for you too. This has been a public service announcement from the Motor House Inspection Department reminding you to keep your squib compartment clean. I hope you enjoyed listening and sharing a laugh or two with us. Stay tuned for more everyday macaroni adventures on future podcast episodes. And if you want to see some pictures of us, you can follow us on Instagram and Facebook by searching @everydaymacaroni or #everydaymacaroni. And now you can also watch us on YouTube. Just search Everyday Macaroni and our new channel will pop up. If you want to shop for some fun macaroni merch, head over to everydaymacaroni.com. Don't forget, if you have a blended family story to share, email us at info@everydaymacaroni.com and put the word share in the subject line. You can also call us on our macaroni fun phone at 919-729-2043. Your story might end up on a future episode, and how fun would that be? Super fun. Finally, don't forget to give us a good review and download your favorite episodes. A share would be nice too. The more interaction we get for the podcast, the more episodes we can post. Again, thanks for listening, and join us for the next episode of
Every day is macaroni.